Morning. Made your coffee. It's very fresh because I just made it, my first cup. I just woke up about 45 minutes ago. I overslept. Well, I meant to do it. I guess that's not oversleeping, is it? I couldn't go to sleep last night. Yeah, and then I woke up in the middle of the night, so I slept in. I ignored my alarms. Somebody asked me, do you set an alarm every day? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I want to get up and get going. I'm a morning person, and I always have, even as a child. I would get up and I would talk. I would follow my mom around and talk to her in the morning. I don't know, I don't think she asked me too many questions or anything. And she was probably in her own little head, but she didn't tell me to be quiet. So, yeah, how you doing today? Hi. How you doing? You doing okay? Today's Thursday, but you might be watching this on a Friday, so cheers. Cheers to good coffee. Well, today is audiophile day. I know, I looked it up real quick. What's going on today? Well, we're not talking politics, right? We're not going to talk about this and that. Yeah. I don't want to talk about politics or anything negative. Bleh. No, we want to stay positive. Let's stay positive. Okay, so it's audiophile day. A perfect excuse to crank your favorite tracks. Yeah. Geek out over sound and share a playlist with your friends. Woo. Now, it's also, I know, it's also, National Name Your Car Day. If you've ever wanted to christen your ride with a sassy name, today's the day. I'm not one for naming things. I know most of my friends have named their vehicles. I've really never named them. Yeah. I even had a hard time naming my cat. I named her Kat. K-A-T. Short for Catherine. I said, come here, Kat. Yeah. Okay, and it's also one more. It's also World Farm Animal Day. A day to acknowledge and honor the animals on farms everywhere. Salute. Yeah. Salute to the pigs and the cows and chickens. I did live on a farm very briefly when my husband and I came back from Germany. We were like, and it was during a time when, I don't know, sort of a recession was going on. And this one job, we were just trying to acclimate. We were just trying to base ourselves in America again. Talk about two different worlds. Wow. I remember when I flew in. I came earlier than he did, and I flew in. I remember the architecture and everything was so, I don't know, it seemed gray, boxy and gray, and I was a little depressed. I went through a depression after that. Well, because the architecture, not that the people, America's wonderful. I love it. But still, it was just a little bit different. And the architecture in Germany was just so more, it was fancier. Yeah, I can't think of the right word because I just woke up. But yeah, a little more intricate. Yeah. So, but eventually he got this job at this one farm. I didn't even know it was around in my hometown because it was way down a lane. Well, we lived there on a farm. He worked there for a year. Yeah. And it was a pig farm. And they grew corn. And I learned, it was so meant to be. We both learned so much. Because neither of us grew up on a farm. But we learned so much. It was a lot of fun. And then eventually, yeah, after years, we got better things to do in the world here. And one of them eventually was moving to Arizona and having children. So yeah, I did live on a farm. So salute to all the farm animals. I was responsible for feeding the pigs and the chickens, gathering eggs. I found that to be daunting. I didn't know about eggs. The rooster always wanted to attack me. I was afraid I was in my early 20s, and I was always afraid of that rooster. Like, I guess what could it have done to me? I mean, maybe flew at my face or something and poked my eyes, but I'm certainly bigger than the rooster, right? I don't know. I guess I was a little scaredy cat when I was younger. But yeah, I collected the eggs, and I had to go into the coop, the chicken coop. Yeah, I remember that. My favorite were the cows. I would stand on the I guess the gate that opens up, but I would stand on the wood, climb up on the wood and just stand there. And I could feel they would come up, and I could feel their nose. It was just, the cows. They were milking cows too. And they were pretty cool. I did like the cows the best. Yeah. Oh, I will tell you, oh my gosh. The pigs, I'm telling you, if you really watch the pigs, they were in pens, and they were vicious. I remember here's a negative view, okay? I watched one pig. I think they were nursing. They still had this one, a cow had a litter, and it was still trying to nurse, and she turned around, and I watched it. How did I see this? And she bit it, and I think it drew blood, and all the other pigs came. Well, you can imagine what they did. I was like, oh my God. I think I cried. I was young. I was very, very impressionable. And I think I cried over it. Yeah. And I thought, you guys are vicious. Well, one time, everybody was working in the cornfields, and we had this, it was a big house. We were given this huge house. It was a big farmhouse. And it had coal. I had to go down there and put coal in for the heat. It was an endearing time. I'm glad that it happened. Well, one of the pigs got loose, and I don't think we had a phone, I guess. We didn't have the iPhones, but we had a phone, and I'll tell you, I wouldn't go outside because that pig got loose. It was a big sow. They were big. I didn't trust it at all. I didn't trust it, so I didn't go out there. And as soon as my husband came back, I told him, there's a pig out there. They had to come and get it. We must have had a phone, though. I think I called down to the main farmhouse, and there were only two main farmhouses, and then in the middle was this huge, it was almost like a mansion. The owner of it, and he traveled. He was never there, he's probably some wealthy man. And I don't remember all this. I didn't ask a lot of questions back then, but yeah. Anyways, I won't carry on with this story. I hope you enjoyed this story, but it is farm animal appreciation day. Yes. So thank you, farm animals. I hope you go out and have a good day. I am going to start my day. I feel like I'm just starting my day because it's late, but I'm still sort of in dreamland. I'm like, ooh, my subconscious is out. Yeah, I always say, yeah, you could ask if they just woke up, you can almost ask them anything and they'll be honest because their subconscious is still out. It hasn't gone down yet, and the conscious mind is more in control. I'm sort of in half and half right now, so I will say this: good things are coming your way. They are. They really are. Let's be positive today. Yes. Let's listen to our playlist. Let's name our car. And let's look at pictures of farm animals. Okay. I love you guys. I'll see you this afternoon. Okay? Bye.